You should have resistance overhead at 24,759. If we can get up that far, we'll stream to YouTube like normal. Nice, getting the push up now. Holding 24,731. A little bit of a rejection now. Let's see. Titles. Perfect. All right. Looks like we're on the interwebs now. So you can catch us on YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. Getting getting some signals on silver. Let's go take a look at silver. Down 0.27% on the day, sitting at 81,112. Nice little bid that silver caught. Let's take a look at gold. I had some sell signals on gold earlier. No, there's that sell. Where the pricing's different because it's different contracts. They might already be on June contracts versus me. I'm using a continuous contract on TradingView, so I've got the average. Well, that's what I usually chart on. I chart on the overall ticker. I don't charge on the individual. I would have to select it. So I'd have to go to like MNQ and then I go to June. And this might be closer to what you're looking at. Either that or they're still using the March contracts. Really one of those really the issue with it is you want to be on the contract that has the most volume on it. See, like right now, the March contracts still have all the volume right now. It won't be next quarters. Yeah, that's the reason it's like that. Huh. All right, so for like the last 20 minutes, we've just been kind of slowly grinding to the upside. Mm-mm-mm. What are we doing on the higher time frames? Are we coming up to the 200 somewhere around here? Yeah, March has more volume. I already got tricked 3 times, so it Phil stopped one tick below my limit. Oh my god, I feel you on that, bro. I hate when it's like that. When it's real spready, it just messes you up. That's the bad thing about doing market orders. 3 times. Wow. Sorry, team. I'm just waiting. I want to. I either need to get the bounce off the 200 or we need to break below it for me to take a scalp right now and attempt to trade on this. That's what I'm basically waiting for right now. Feels like more upside play, but Crude is holding up fairly well. Hey guys, and we have a special treat for you all today. We're actually going to record our podcast today live on stream. So if you guys want to participate in it, then I'm glad to have you all here. Feel free to, if you'd like to raise your hand when the rest of the coaches come in about an hour or so. If you want to come up to the stage, ask us some questions and stuff, you will be able to do that. That is something new we're going to do going forward is we're going to start recording our podcast in the Monday morning session. I'm really excited about it. I think that's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be very cool. It should be in about an hour or so, maybe an hour and a half. We'll have the coaches coming in and stuff. So you're going to have Matt, Coach Becky, Justin in, and myself. So in about, like I said, about an hour's time, you're going to have all five of us in here. It's going to be fun. Yeah, the podcast is great, but I think this is going to bring a dynamic that is really going to make it shine. Oh, maybe I should have taken that long off that 700. Jeez. I'm just not comfortable with the long. I want to go short on this. I don't know if it's just me being a bias because I have my short. Mike didn't want to pay overtime to do this after market close. No, Mauro, you know what it is that, myself and the coaches actually are doing it in our free time. So we weren't actually even getting paid for, we're just doing it to try to increase, visibility for Blue Sky. So it wasn't even like really part of, ah, you got me. We just thought it would be better though, to do it in the live session while you guys are here because, we can get feedback from you guys. And then there's a whole lot more folks in here. So it allows us to, be a little bit more dynamic, have some additional content. Yeah, we're trying to kill two birds with one stone, be a little bit more efficient. Man, I should have loaded up on that pullback to the 200, man. Oh, that was the 26 pullback I would have been looking for the upside play. But because I'm too stubborn and going for the short, oh, getting a buy signal here on the 3 minute on NAS. Bitcoin is rejecting the 200. Will that translate into the NAS and give us some downside? We're 2 minutes past the close of the London. So thanks to our friends across the pond. Hope they had a great trading day. Can we make like a little M here? We're right into some of our prior resistance here in the morning session. I didn't even mark off my opening 15-minute range. So let's do that real fast. It's 30. Oh, you know what? I need to move over to the continuous cons because I got all this stuff here. I already know I do. Or below right there. Looks like we're actually testing, we're trying to test it. Okay, so it's red. That's what we're battling right now. We're battling with the top of the orb high. Huh. Imagine that. So for today's session, the 15-minute opening range is the top side of that is 24,717. Bottom side of that is 24,630. So that's it's kind of what we're looking at right now. Does look bullish though now. I'm seeing it. And we're breaking above the top of the orb. Tested the side of it and couldn't get below that. That's what this was right here. You can see it right here. Ron says it's going to break. He's going for all-time highs. Get it, Ron. I hope you're long. I hope you're long. I want to see that. I want to see that funded trader badge on your account, man. So hope you're green for the morning session. I like this too. I like the move to the upside. We'll have a lot of resistance to the top side, though. Ah, could we get a nice expansion on a Monday? I think we could. Like you still got that overhead resistance at 24,761. So it's about the bottom of that range right there. I'm asking you, is it going to break? Oh, you're asking me if it's going to break. I mean, right now it looks like a slow grind to the upside. The market is, making that grind to the upside. We've broken the orb to the top side. So, you should go after that 24,762. We're just getting into that kind of funk, the London close. So we're in their last 30 minutes of their market now. The guys are still in. So it makes it a little bit more difficult. It does, from the overnight session, it does shows to be bullish, and you should be most likely, playing the trend to the upside. Just for me, I think there's a lot of weak. I think it looks weak though. Where's the volume? Where's the push? Like right now, we didn't even go for that morning high yet. You know, we got close to the range, but nothing to where it could say. And Tipped is bearish. Tipped is in chat. So if Tipped is here, the bears are ready to eat us alive. The bears are ready to eat us alive. Why? I'm kind of bearish as well. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't see enough pop. Sorry, I'm hearing something about Tesla. Perfect day for me to be in here. Woohoo, tipped. Yup, that's right. We got tip in here. He's shorting this. Once you us get under the orb high, get into the orb high, maybe we can go for it. No, I'm just waiting. I wanted to take the short if we get under here. So we can get under. I mean, you got VWAP and the 200 there. That's 24, 599. Interesting. We're still hovering around that level that Mike had told me like 2 weeks ago, that 24, 574. It's crazy. We have not moved very much from that level. And now it looks like we're testing the orb high. Will we hold it or will we break below? Yeah, Ron, for us to break out like that, we need some catalyst. Tesla's not doing anything. Tesla is barely, it's green. It's green at 2.4%. Let's look at the heat map and see what the heat map is telling us. Let's see if we have any outliers that might be really having some legs. So Tesla, Nvidia, Apple, AVGO, Meta. So most of the Mag 7 are already significantly green on the day. So really you need to see like Amazon or Google and get some legs and stuff. Starting to get that downside push now. Let's go back over to NAS. A little bit of a rejection here at the top of this. Let's go for it. Breaking under the orb low. I'm gonna put my buy stop right here at 24,741. So if we bid up, I'm gonna get stopped out there. I want to see if we'll get that push down. Smash it down. Let's go, tipped. It means tipped is short on this too. I'm locked out for the day. Took my one trade. Accounts are all green. Just scalping 0 DT on Q options. Let's go. Let's go. Nice. I've been playing IWN myself. I like it because it's cheap. You know, Very liquid. That's a Russell. I'm trading the Russell. So, the Russell usually offers a fairly decent trend. Well, let's see what we do. Right above that orb high. I want to see us push below it now. I've already tested the top and bottom side of it now. Still holding the 9 at EMA here as well. So we got to get under the 9. Now I'm a little green, so I've got some money to risk. Uh, Bulls are trying to get this. It's like we're going to get a little bit of a push up here. Come on, Bears. Maybe it's just not time yet. It just looks weak here. We're just not doing it. What's up, Steve? Not following through on either side, about to close out and just be a spectator. I don't blame you on that. Yeah, I feel you on that. Even the Russell is starting to catch that bid to the upside. We'll see. We'll see. Should have probably went long just because we were testing the orb high. Probably was a better long than a short. Let's see if we can get green out of this. Maybe we can. I just don't want to scale into it. Last week, I did that last week, and that didn't work out well for me. I think I want to paper trade on that a little bit more, so I can get more accustomed to scaling into the position like that. Okay, come on. Come on. Can we get that dip? Come on. It's like Bitcoin is rejecting some as well. About 10 minutes away from New York lunch as well. Let's see if we get a little bit more volume and volatility here coming into the lunch hour. Still sitting in this trade 24/7, 22. Just a few points above now. Okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. Come on. Oh, shit. Come on. Give us that flush. Okay. There we go. There she goes. There she blows. Come on, Tip. Come on. Don't buy this back. Don't buy this back. You don't need to buy this back. Who's buying this? Bull stepping back in, trying to get us above that orb high. I like the prior 3 minute candle. You know, come on, stuff it. Yeah, we're up a few hundred in this eval. So we're up what, like $200 right now? Yeah, we got like $200 from our morning trade. You guys know me. I like that. That's my profit target for the day. Should I put my stop at the money just to protect the position now, just in case? I just don't want to get stopped out and then this thing really go. And then I'm like, "Eh." I want to see if we can get down to 24,602. Let's see if the bears can get us under there. We're dipping under the 26, although we can hold that. You know, that could add as support and give us the bounce. And if we look at the 30-second, we're bouncing right off the 200. So we really need a break below that. Come on, break it. Come on, dump it. Two gaps on ADD, a lot of bearish pressure building. Yep. Yep. That's exactly what I'm going for. I'm going for the gap on the Russell. So I'll put you down at like 246. And I have the gap marked here as well. So the Friday gap on NAS is at 24,620, 24,623. There we go. There's a sell. Let's go. Don't buy this thing back. I'll put my stop right there. Put my stop at 24,711. No sense in me letting this trade go against me. I've already got one red trade on my books right now. I don't need one more. Come on, get us under the 200, damn it. Stuff this thing. Give us that low. Give us that low of the day, bastards. You're going to stop me out. No, no, don't stop me. Oh, I hate you. Wait. We're still in. We're still in. I don't know how. Iran is making statements that they're going to start attacking U.S. industries in the Middle East. So they're going to start attacking, yeah, industries. So in the next few hours, Come on, don't stop me out. Come on, baby. Come on. Drop it low, low. Come on, give us that low, low. I'll get one for next week. Okay. All right, there she goes now. Let's go. My puts doing any better? They're catching a bid. They're not where they need to be yet, though. God darn it. And there's a damn 200 again. See, bulls know it too. They know the 200's there. There we go. Come on. Dump this thing. Get us into that low. Do it. Dang it. I see they're trying to hold that 200. Come on, Bears. Hey, MJ, how's it going? Good to see you. Man. Oh, my God. Stopped out again. Or stopped out, I should say. Eh. So frustrating. Now watch them break it down. Watch them just dump it under the 200 now without me. Mm-mm-mm. Yep. Just like that. Oh, why? Why is it gotta be like this? Come on, do it. Man, can you believe that? That was the trade right there. That was the trade right there. Oh man. I'm glad Ace ain't here. He'd be making fun of me. He'd be like paper handing that. Oh my God, look at that. Wow. Who would have known that was gonna happen? Man, that'd be a cool Hondo right there. I'm still in my option short, so we're not out. My algos only run for me from the London into the morning session, and then I turn them off usually around this time. As a matter of fact, thank you for reminding me because I need to make sure that I start taking some of them out. Yeah, into the intraday, I usually shut them off because you won't get a trend anymore. You'll end up getting chopped. They traded for me this morning though. Had pretty decent gains. Like I'll show you what my gains were. That was my overall profit. You know me, I'm not trying to get crazy. Just trying like I was trying to get like 200 an account, but came up shy with the combination I used. Man, I can't believe I got stopped out on that trade. It's so upsetting. That's what I was anticipating. I was anticipating us doing that today. The Russell is really starting to break now. It's in the gap fill already, the Russell. It's a few points above the 200 on the three. Man, I can't believe that. Oh, that's just upsetting. Let's see if we can get back up to the 200. That's at 24 or 696. Maybe I'll attempt another short on that. Hey, Justin, how's it going? Welcome to the stage. Good to see you, my friend. Good morning.
Good man. How you doing today, brother?
Good, good. Can't complain.
Nice. So I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I have a hard rule personally where I don't trade Monday morning. So this is my first time kind of looking at the charts today, seeing where we're at. How have you been doing
Really?
today?
Oh, I've been doing good. I'm doing good,
Yeah,
up like $800 in the day across my futures accounts. Put some money
there
in
we
one of
go.
my PAs. My other PA is down like 15 bucks. Yeah, it's down like $15. So nothing big. So I
I
can
don't know
definitely
how you'll
manage that.
I don't know how you recover from those massive losses.
I probably won't. I probably won't recover from that loss for the day. So I think I'm gonna have to just take that to bed tonight.
Well, look at first glance, looks like we got a pretty nice little established range so far.
Yeah, yeah. We definitely have a good range. We've got some great targets for today's session. We're right in the middle of the 15-minute opening range right now. So we're smack dab in it. So if you're not in a trade right now, probably a no trade zone just because of where it is. But yeah, downside target, we got the Friday's opening range gap. That's down at 24,623. If you're bullish for the day, probably 24,762.
Yeah, I love those targets. That's great. And it's a Monday. We got a lot going on. I'm not expecting any drastic moves, so I like that. I kind of like to when I see this, I kind of like to just mark out the highs and the lows and just take those plays and let the middle ground do what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that. I'm green in my options port for the day now. Yes.
What are you on playing IWM?
Yes, sir. I'm in some 247 puts.
Okay.
So earlier this morning, I was in 249s. So I took those for like 110%. And then I've been red on the 247s, but I mean damn near a free trade for the day with my trade with my 249. So it covered most of the cost of that trade. So I'm just kind of
It's
chilling
always
right
good to
now.
Nice. Always good to have that second trade be pretty much free.
Yep, yep. That's always a nice thing. We just took a short on the NAS at 24,714. So I was chilling in that for a good minute, but then price just came up and stopped me out. I had my stop a few points below my entry, and
Mhm.
unfortunately I got stopped out. Could have been a beautiful
Yeah,
trade.
I mean,
Probably would have been like $100.
yeah, I think when we're kind of ranging like we are, you have to protect yourself and you have to trail those stops. And unfortunately, they will get taken out, but it's better than getting caught in a news candle and losing all your gains for the day.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
And it's funny. You said you entered at 714.
Hmm.
I have a massive line on my chart at 715. So I was looking at the same exact thing as you. That's always good to know.
Yeah, yeah. It looked like we were just getting buyer exhaustion. We've
Mhm.
been, if you go into like the 3 minute, you can really see it here happening. This range right here. This is what I start looking at. And then I start looking at the
Oh yeah.
candles to see. I like to see what are they doing. Where do I see more strength? Where do I see more of the pull? And it's pretty obvious that the pull is to the downside. You have a bunch of sellers. You got a few buyers trapped in the wick tops on the three, but overall, you're not testing like a general trend line to the upside.
Hmm.
None of the candles really get there. you get the wick to it, but then you get the rejection. So to me, that looks weak. Looks like so if anything, the sellers are pushing further down on the candles as you progress, and you can really see that happening. Yeah, you can just see where they start. Their sellers are more in control.
Yeah, and that's beautiful. Once it finally broke, beautiful break of structure, nice little retest of it, and off to the races.
Yeah, yeah. Drawdown wasn't too bad. I think we got to like $46 of drawdown at one point, and then we got up to like $50 green on the trade, but I was really going for the orb low. I was hoping that we would get maybe right around 24,644. And I was planning on cutting it or at least taking one out there, but plans don't always work out.
Yeah, unfortunately, when we're stuck in these little ranges too, it's never just a quick drop to where you want to go on these smaller time frames.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, now we're into the lunch hour. Probably just gonna in lunch hour, smack dab in the middle of the orb, like you talked about. So be patient, guys. This isn't the time just to hop in.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna
I don't know
see
if
if
you guys saw.
maybe. Mhm.
I don't know if you guys saw, but myself, Coach Riz, and the other two coaches are gonna cut the podcast live in front of you guys in about 50 minutes. So if you got some time, stick around and watch us try to do it live with no edits. It should be fun.
What? Tipped is out of his shorts. So does that mean you're in naked shorts now, Tipped? Hooyah. You're scalping. Gotcha. But the Russell already broke below the 200 on the three. It's right under it now. I think you're going to see more of that downside push. I'm still in mine. I'm 11% down on that trade right now, but Gucci. They owe me for that QQQ trade or that NQ trade they stopped me out of. They owe me. So no trades on Monday, huh?
Monday morning, yeah, I went over my notes, and my win rate was much lower on Monday mornings compared to anything, especially when there was no red folders. So rather than trying to change my trading style just to
Hmm.
fit, 2, 3 hours, I just decided, you know what, let's take Monday morning, get my routine, get all the things I need to get done for the day, and then just hop into the markets in the afternoon. And if I don't find anything, I don't find anything. I consider any money I make on Monday is just bonus money, because as we know, you can make plenty of money in 4 days in the market. You don't need to trade all day every day. So I decided just
Hmm.
to cover my rear end, and what I'm not good at, I'll just stay not good at it. That's the same thing I do at certain times of the day. If I notice that I'm just getting eaten alive or taking a lot of small losses, I'll just tend to stay away from those times of the days.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I missed the Sydney Open yesterday. I was doing some yard work. I was working on the front yard, and by the time I finished up, it was like minutes before market open. I was hot. I was sweaty. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna trade. So I was like, I just don't have time to sit at the chart and be comfortable. And I know if I take a trade, I'm gonna want to stay there. I'm not gonna want to walk away. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go take a shower.
Yeah,
But
that's
man,
that's the
I
problem with
missed it.
Sydney Open trades. Sometimes you get in there and then you're just stuck there for 4 hours because it just doesn't move until maybe Tokyo Open or even later towards London, and you're just sitting in front of your computer all night.
I mean, the good thing about it, the Sydney Open, is that if you set a stop, you can kind of just let it go. Prior
Mhm.
low, prior candle wick low. You know, I just am just so anal that I want to sit there and micromanage the trade. That unfortunately
Right.
sometimes is my Achilles. Is that I want to micromanage a trade, and it isn't always about that. Sometimes you just got to let the trade do what it's got to do and just step away.
Yeah, some of my best trades are exactly what you said. Get in at Sydney, set your stop at break even as soon as you go in profit, and hopefully you wake up to some nice gains. Those have been some of my
Yeah.
best trades, but I also tend to get stopped out a lot. So it's the same thing for me. Bonus money. If you can hit the trend, it's amazing. If you get stopped out at break even, it's also fine. But it
Hmm.
looks like the open yesterday was pretty volatile.
Yeah, it was good. We got a good trend break yesterday.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess anytime we have this, whatever's going on in the world right now, Sunday opens are always going to be interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
funny because on the NAS, we broke out of a channel I'd drawn. I was looking at it. Oh, yeah, right here. We drew this on
oh, nice.
Friday. Yeah, we drew this on Friday. And then like to a T jumped off a 4 hour support resistance. I think Ron was asking me about my support resistance lines. So, pretty nice little move that we made right off of that.
Yeah, perfect bounce.
Yeah, this is a 15
That's a
minute time frame
great
too.
setup too. Great
Yeah, it
setup,
is,
perfect
isn't
pattern.
it?
Yeah, that's
Oh, it's
textbook.
so upsetting. So
Yeah.
upsetting, man. Ron, I hope you took that trade.
RQ full port and go to sleep. Got it. Yeah. Hey, it either works or it doesn't, right? RQ
I
liquidation or
pass
pass the
evals like
account.
that.
That's what I call it.
I pass evals like that. That's how I do a 50% pass on my evals.
Oh,
I wait for
exactly.
the
You just
Sydney
put the
Open.
price target where it needs to go and call it.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you take like 3M and Q cons, it's not that far. If you're doing a 50K, you can nail that 1.5K fairly quickly.
Oh, for sure. Wake up to the dream. You know what's funny when I do those overnight plays though? I will dream about my target getting hit or my stop loss getting hit, and it's hilarious to realize it's a dream. Or you hear order filled from the other room.
Hmm.
Either a good thing or a bad thing. I'll tell you, I never get out of bed quick enough when I hear that.
I don't even have my sounds turned on, so I never hear any of that.
Or I'll be with my wife, like watching a movie, and all of a sudden, order filled goes. She hears order filled. She asks what that is. I say, well, it's either good or bad. We'll find out in a minute.
It's really funny because, like, when I first started getting into algo trading, I used to have the cash register go off every time on my phone through TradingView. So every time an algo would fire off, you get the cha-ching, cha-ching. Man, that thing
Oh
used to
yeah.
go off like crazy. I had to turn that off because it was just and there was a time that I must have had like maybe 30, 35 different algos, that I
Oh
was
my god.
testing. No, I'm just testing them, because I can record them their live trades. So I don't back test, I forward test. And that's what really takes time for me is that I'm forward testing in sim to see how they're performing. But I gotta wait 2 weeks. It takes 2 weeks to get any decent metrics on a new algo, roughly
Right.
for you to be able to tell whether or not it has the capability of doing something positive. So that's the only kicker. So like for me, it's like when I usually build every 30 to 45 days, I'll go through my library and then see what's still working, what's not working. And then I just start clearing out all the lowest ones and then I'll just start creating new again. So yeah, it's usually like that. But I don't even turn any of that on anymore. I leave them all off. The only thing I have on are the ones that I've had running now for at least, 2 years or so. So those are the only real algos that I get alerts on now. But it's just because, I now know them and I trust them.
Yeah, I like how you said forward testing too, because I see a lot of people, they make algos and then they go on TradingView and they do 2 years of data and it looks amazing, but they go live and they don't perform as well in the live market. So I'm with you on. I'm big on forward testing. It takes way more time, but I think the data is just so much better than just clicking the button and letting it run on TradingView.
Yeah, it's really odd that that's the case. You'd imagine that the back testing would be, fairly accurate or close to, what real time trading in, but it's not. It's substantially different. I mean, I've had algos that report, 120% gains and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, when I forward test them, they're not even close to that. They're not even at 40%, and you
Exactly.
can't have an algo that's running that low. If you're like in the 30% gains, yeah, it's not going to work.
Yeah, and I don't know exactly what it is, but it's got to be something to do with market fills, slippage, what time of day the algo fires up. I mean, it's got to be a lot of stuff, a lot of different
Ye-
things.
Definitely, those are some of the key elements. The other one being is that if you have a very news driven market, which we're
Hmm.
currently in, and we will be for the next 2 or 3 years, it's they can trigger the algos just because of a news drop, and all of a sudden you'll get put into the trade, and it's just an exaggerated move. So buy the
Yeah,
rumor, sell the news, and you're in a losing trade and you're down.
yeah, and I mean, you probably I don't do algos as much as you do, but I'm sure you have to kind of pivot the algos based on what quarter you're on or based on what session you're running, and there's a lot that goes into it rather than just pressing play and letting it run for a year and coming back to 200%.
Well, that's the cool thing about forward testing. I've got a really cool calendar and time clock on my reports from my algos. So they'll even tell me the best times of day to trade. So
Oh,
like I have algos that I've been running for like 3 years, and I already know a specific day and time that they work. Like I got some algos that work on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 at 11:38 p.m. a.m. I'm sorry,
that's crazy.
11:38. Yeah, they run exactly there. And if that trade works out, which when the cycle, when the market is in that cycle that matches that algo, that thing can nail like $5,000 with like two NQ cons, very little drawdown, maybe like 150, maybe $200 a drawdown, but man, it will bank.
See, that's amazing. That's why I don't trade Monday mornings. Like, treat my trading like an algo. If you find that the time of day it works, just trade that and do it well. And that's crazy because it's the most random times with these algos too. Like you said, what 11:38?
Yeah, 11:38 exactly.
Yeah, that's
It's pretty
just
funny.
specific time.
It's really funny, like a few years ago when I first started really testing that one. I use it occasionally, not as often, just because of its high leverage. And
Mhm.
my folks had actually came by. We were having breakfast one day, and I was like, "Hey, it's time." And so, like, my mom and dad came into my office, and like, I had like 6 accounts tied to it. So, like that day, I think I must have made like six, or I think I made like 6,000 per account, and yeah, it
Oh,
was a
geez.
crazy amount of money I ended up making. My mom and dad were just like blown away. They were like, "What?" My mom and my dad were just like, stop, sell, close it. And I was up like $1,000, and I was like, no, we're not done yet. I was like, you have to let it do what it does. That throws the metrics off.
That's funny. They probably know not to mess with you at 11:38 on Tuesdays now, right?
Yeah, right. No, unfortunately, I don't talk to my folks as much. I wish.
Mhm. Do you still run that same algo every Tuesday at the same time?
Not as of lately. It's been out of cycle, and I haven't found the
Okay.
consistency on it. So I'm just waiting. It's still sitting there. It's been running for like forever. Let's see. Where can
Not really missing too much in the markets right now, guys. We're kind of just chopping around in that ORB, like Riz said. I still think
hmm
we get the downside, like you mentioned, but lunch hour, stuck in the middle. It's going to be a little rocky road.
No, I had to, MJ. Mom and dad didn't think I knew what I was doing. So, my parents are old. So, they're in their late 70s, early 80s now. So, trying to get them to
Well,
understand something, that they don't really have a full grasp of, a little bit of a disconnect.
as a trader, everybody thinks that you don't know what the hell you're doing until you finally show them. I think we
You
all go through
know,
that.
I think the biggest thing I found as a trader is that you don't, just like a business person never shares his business dealings with other people, you should be the
Mhm.
same thing as a trader. Like people ask me now, what do I do? I either say I'm a streamer. I usually say I'm a streamer and I'm in investments. That's all I say.
Mhm.
I'm a streamer and I'm in investments, and that's it. That usually is suffice. That usually covers it. And people always want to lean over to the streamer side. Well, what do you stream? And then it's like, oh, okay, so a little easier. Like before, I used to say I was a day trader, and people would just kind of look at me like I was out my mind. They're like,
Yep.
"Oh man, you must be out your mind," and they were right. They were right. I was out my mind.
Yeah, I remember when I first started seeing some success at day trading, I was telling everybody, "Oh, I'm a day trader," and it was the same conversation. People had the same reaction. Now I give a blanket. I'm in finance,
Yeah,
and just leave it to whatever they want to call it. Because
yep.
once you say
Whatever you
day
want to
trading,
call it.
people they either call you a gambler, or they want you to teach them for free, or they want to just give you money and get money out of it.
Exactly. Woodward,
And
how do
most
you
people just
make
think you're crazy.
algos? Yeah, exactly. Hey, Woodward, I
Which,
see your
let's be real,
question.
day traders are kind of crazy. You kind of have to be.
You kind of have to be, you gotta, being a day trader means you have a different mindset than most other people,
Mhm.
Most other people go to work and they're not worried. Part of their job process is not risking and losing money in the day. Most people go to work with the assurance that their check is going to be, you know, solid, no issue. So, to be a day trader, you have to be risk adverse. You got to be fearless. You can't be scared. I mean,
Mhm.
it's a good thing to have the fear because it stops you from doing reckless things. But you also have to be able to overcome it and substantiate what you're doing.
Mhm. I've got a pretty big level marked at 660 that we're breaking through. If we can hold below that on this next retest, we should get that move you were talking about.
Well, we're already below that. We're at 640
Yeah,
now.
I'm saying if we pump back up and hold below that level, we should continue down to with that Friday gap you were talking about.
Mm-hmm. A few points above it now.
Mhm.
Hey, Woodward, yeah, I see your question about how to make algos. I, what I do is I've actually been going through Gemini. So I use Google Gemini, and I use the or I use the pro side because you can get fast and all the different types. So I use the pro, and then what I do in there is I just tell it what I'm looking at. I tell it, hey, I want like some of my strategies I've been working on. They're all based on the EMAs, the VWAP, the 200, and that's all you got to do is just type in there what you want, what you're working with. So like what I would even suggest is do this. Go ahead and say like, hey, I have $2,000 worth of drawdown, and I want to take, I want to take two trades in a day. I want to, oh, what's the next part of that? You've got a consistency, maybe a 30% consistency you need to meet. So you have a max, profit. You need to put all those criterias in there. So you put all those kind of things that you're hoping to gain out of it, or what your limitations are on your account, and the AI will start to kind of build the indicator around that. It'll factor in your risk factor, and then you can tell it other stuff. I want to add support and resistance, and then it's just a going back and forth. I think really the most important part is if you're trying to build algos from scratch, is that you have to at least understand a few strategies that you're trying to implement, because ultimately what you want to do is you want to build it. If you're going to build an algo, you want to build it on something that you're familiar with to know how it trades. That's not Riz coin, that's the Djibouti coin.
Did you get rug pulled, Steve? Rug pulled on Rizcoin?
Hey, I've got my coin.
Oh, do you
And
actually
I'm
you actually
even
have a coin?
well, I've got a few coins. So I've got Djibouti coin, and then I've got the war coin. So those are like two of my coins that are out there on the interwebs. And no, you're right, Patricia. One comment in the algo is done. That's the whole reason why my algos are already off. I only have my algos on from the overnight session all the way into the morning. So usually they're off by 10:30. So like they've been off for like the last hour. I use Trading
Yeah.
View. So everything I do is all in Trading View. So like let's see. Oh, like this one right here. This is all my code right here. I'll show you in a second. See, this is all mine. But maybe tomorrow we can do that if you want, or if not, let me know what you're looking for. Let me know some type of indicator you're looking for, and we can build it tomorrow in the session. Yes, those are meme coins. Those are meme coins, and I'm not promoting them, so please don't buy them because it was just me being it was just me being silly. And really, the Djibouti coin was a joke. It's an inside joke with my wife and kids because I always throw that out there like randomly, because the capital of Djibouti is Djibouti. And then I showed them the coin. I've even got a graphic for it and everything. I've got this awesome graphic for it. It's out there. Please don't buy it though. Please don't buy it because it was literally a joke. I don't even want to drop a picture because I don't want to get the algo pissed with me. The graphic on it is hilarious though. Let's see. Where is it?
Nice trade, Net. I got that same level for downside, so hopefully we hit it. 560 to 570 area. Really like that. Oh my God, Riz.
I told you. All right, let me get it out of here.
That's hilarious.
It was supposed to be funny. My kids thought it was hilarious. They couldn't believe it. They were just like, "Are you serious? You got that thing?" Yes, I do. I saw some guys that were talking about running algos to do arbitrage on Bitcoin on some of the on Polymart. No, it's not DJ Booty. It's Djibouti. It is Djibouti, man. Maybe we should get a Blue Sky coin.
Good. I think we might have missed the boat on it, but be cool to have.
Not necessarily, we could make it like kind of a reward system that people that get the coins, and stuff internally, but it's out there on the interwebs,
Cool,
a lot of other sites I am familiar with, they have their own coins and they do something similar to that. They do like airdrops and, obviously the coin is only worth, pennies on the dollar, but still,
No, that's not a bad idea. Make it very exclusive too.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can break past your Friday low.
Yeah, let's
Market's
see.
trying.
We're approaching it, trying it.
Yep.
I'm so mad. I can't believe I got stopped out.
Yeah, it happens. That's trading for you.
I know, right? It's not fair. I mean,
Right?
I'm still
It should
in
be
my
100% win rate.
I mean, I'm still up in my IWN 247. I'm up 17%. So now I'm up 11% on the day. So let's go. Let's
There you
go.
go.
Hex yes. Woodward, I definitely recommend you guys, like if you guys are here listening, I definitely suggest checking out AI. The AI engines are freaking amazing. Like I actually use AI to tell me what contracts to buy on the daily now. Like, because, I can scan them, I can understand the open interest and implied volatility and delta. But, sometimes I'm still not 100%. And I've found that like the algos, they're right, man. Like right now, it had been telling me that I should have been in the 249s. It told me the 247s this morning, but then, we got that rip up. So, those were a little underwater, but they were super cheap. That's why I picked them up. But honestly, the real contract it wanted me to take was the 249s, and I picked those up for like 43 cents. They're selling that at $1.09. But it's been like that on the last like week. Like it tells you the trade to take. And if you hold it, man, that sucker will go green. Like it's right. It's fairly interesting. So I definitely recommend trying out the algos. They can definitely give you
Yeah,
a nice advantage.
when AI can analyze those Greeks way faster than we can.
Definitely. And that's probably really what it boils down to.
Yeah,
As
I
a
think
matter of
so.
fact, it even told me it had a bearish sentiment for the day.
Mhm. Yeah, I have a friend that uses Gemini, and it would give a daily bias and give key level breaks when to actually have confirmation. And I got to
Hmm.
tell you, Rich, about 80% of the time, it lined up with a massive key level I had, and it just worked perfectly. Like I wouldn't trust it, but if it's something that you want to use as confluence for what you're already thinking, I mean, man,
Hmm.
those machines are insane.
Oh, there's that break. Let's go,
Yep.
Russ. Yep.
Let's see if it can go.
Russell is already under the 200 at 249. It
Ooh,
looks like M&Q is going as well.
it's trying. Yeah, it's trying. Those puts you have might get juicy soon.
I hope so. Tesla gave up its upside move, about to barely 1.4% green. Let's take a look at the heat map. Still a lot of green.
Oh yeah, vodka oil's ripping.
Yeah, Trump is saying that the US is number one in oil.
You gotta have that news up 24/7 these days while you're trading. It's crazy. Oh, look at that bounce off your Friday low, Riz, on MQ.
I see it. And it's right off the ore blow, the gap.
Mhm.
Looks
Yeah, a
like
lot
we
of stuff right
fulfilled
there.
it. Oh man, we've already tested the ore blow twice. And this might just be a little bit of a pullback before they really stuff it. Let's see though.
Mhm.
I want to see the continuation.
Yeah, I'm curious if we can hold under that 660-ish. If we can tap that and drop again, we should be good.
Yeah, it looks like, it's going to be an interesting year for Trump, with the war effort, midterms coming up. I'm hearing some, bad news for him. I guess they're 2 seats away from losing the Senate now, right?
I
And
haven't looked today or recently, but I know it was close.
yeah, we're 2 seats away, and they're pretty close to just flipping both sides of the house. So I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Well, that's always fun. Then we'll just have stalemates on every single bill that needs to be passed. Nothing will get done.
I mean, we're pretty much there right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can use whatever, Woodward. I used to use Microsoft Copilot. The only thing I didn't like about Copilot was that for me to have the continued conversation with it, like, hey, this is not right. This is not right. It would veer off topic. And sometimes it wouldn't do what I wanted it to do. Even though I would give it like 3 or 4 prompts to correct one thing, it wouldn't stay on that targeted topic. It would always just kind of divert to something that wasn't related or I hadn't even brought up. And then
I noticed
I
that
tried
with
you.
ChatGPT too. The further you get away or the more corrections you try to make, it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. Okay. So it's well, ChatGPT is Microsoft Copilot, so that would
Oh,
make
okay, that makes sense.
sense. That would make sense.
Yeah.
I started using Claude, The only thing I didn't like
I was
about
gonna say
Claude is I
Claude
don't
is
have a
good.
yeah, I don't have a subscription, so I can't. I'm limited to 100 prompts, and I honestly use AI like throughout the whole day. You know, it does. I get AI to do a lot of everything for me. You know, from my stream titles to my morning news. You know, to reading
Mhm.
my charts. You know, building code. So you know, I need something that I can use it substantially, and because of my Android phone, I get the Gemini. So that's why I kind of went with that. Sonnet is free, as many as you want.
I've never used that
Yeah,
one.
there's a few good chat engines out there. I just wanted something that was easy. What I wanted to do is I wanted to get Claude installed on my desktop, but I want to talk. I want to talk to it. I wanted to see everything that I'm doing, and I want to be able to talk to it.
Oh, just have it running 24/7.
Yeah, yeah. You know, so that if I'm like here, you know, oh, if I take the trade, you know, maybe it'll throw me a prompt or say, hey, you know what, this is a good level, looks like X, Y, and Z, and you know, give me some insight, you know.
Have you looked into Claude agents? I have a bunch of tech savvy friends that are just they're literally doing everything for them at the moment.
I had looked into a few agents. The only problem I have is I don't have enough free time.
Yeah. I had one friend who was running, I think, 20 agents at one time. It is nuts. I think he's a programmer, and he told me the agents did a month of his work in 2 days or something like that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure he used almost burnt down a whole forest with how much energy he used, but got a lot done.
Yeah. I'll be back in just a sec. Be right back.
Sounds good. If you guys are in NQ shorts, I'm still just chilling, trying to get this downside level, same level. I think who was it that posted it? Same as vodka. I'm looking for that 570-ish level. It looks like Mike had a level down there too, so that makes me feel good as well. These lunch hours have been slow recently, especially when we're stuck in a range waiting for some news. Just gotta hold for target or take your scalps, pick your poison. How'd y'all do this morning? Everybody have a good morning? Creeping up to that 566 or 660 level. I'm really curious if we stay below that. If we pop above it, I think we might just chop during this lunch hour. Looks like we're heading right back to that area. I don't know. That's the first I'm hearing of this Djibouti coin. It sounds like he actually made it. I don't know if it's tradable or not though. Some of these names of these meme coins are just hilarious. The one fart coin still makes me laugh every time I hear it. I knew a kid who would actively trade fart coin with 200 times leverage like 100 times a day, and he would make a lot of money, which is hilarious.
Of course, it's tradable. There's just no volume on it. It should be no, I've got it. It's on Pump Fund. It may not be on Dex because it doesn't have any volume. It's such a low market cap. I don't think I can find it.
How many Djibouti coins are there out there?
Probably none because I didn't even buy any. Well, the thing about it is you don't want to put money into it because if you put money into it, you can lure people into the coin.
Hmm.
So, because then they see that there's money already in there and then it creates a higher market cap. Well, probably not. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Let's see. What, what did I use on this? Here's Exodus. Catching that vid now. So holding above that or below. Click on here.
Yeah, if the market gets back above about 675, my bias is just back to neutral for the next hour or so.
Could still
Until then, I'm
range
still
here
leaning on the
though.
short side.
Oh, I know why you can't find it because it's J. What is it? JABTY. That's why. Oh, it didn't even come up there. I actually found it.
What's
But
the
yeah,
trading at?
it's
Like 0.0000.
it doesn't even have a data on the chart.
Oh, that's funny.
It's there listed, but yeah, there's like no volume on it. Damn it, Tip. Why you gotta sell me out, bro? Why you gotta sell me out, Tip? Why you gotta be reporting me, man?
Yeah, I didn't know we had a bunch of narcs in here.
I know, man. I didn't know we had narcs in here either.
I
Sheesh.
thought we were cool, guys.
I thought we were trading buddies. I didn't know you were throwing me under the bus.
Yeah, I'm back to flat now. That pump took me out. I think we mentioned this. What was this last week, Riz? This is a just take your money kind of market until you see otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really frustrating to see 40 points go to zero over and over again.
Telling me.
I actually did a little spreadsheet on my trades for the past month, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
And if I would have just taken TP1 rather than holding for full TP, I would have a lot more profit for the month because the amount of break even stops that I got hit were through the roof. But I think that's just kind of adjusting to the current market. You know, sometimes you can hit those home runs, other times you just got to be safe and take that money.
Looks like we're making a little W here on NQ.
Yeah, I definitely see that.
We've got two
I will
relative
say
equal lows.
when I'm looking at like the 4 hour, I have to be bullish. There's just a pretty clear top.
Yeah, they can make this green. I mean, they still got an
Mm-hmm.
hour on that, so I like it. Thumbnail is ready. Just need spit out some quick notes. Cool, cool, cool. Come on, reject this thing and stuff it. Don't roll us up. And we got 15 minutes till the top of the hour.
Yep. And everybody, Riz and I are gonna hop off in about 5 minutes and be back at 1 to do the podcast with Matt and Becky. So if you want to stick around for that, should be fun.
What do you want to do, Justin? Do you want to end the stream and then restart
Um,
it?
I mean, are you already connected to YouTube and all that stuff?
Yeah, I'm already live on YouTube right now and
We
stuff.
could just pause it, honestly, and then come back with the layout and rock and roll. Whatever you think is best. I don't know. I don't know how hard it is to get all the streams back up.
It'll take a minute, but I mean, I got all the layouts done, so as long as it shouldn't change from the way it's normally been because I actually don't adjust it anymore. It's
Yeah, you
all,
know what? It might be better to just make a new stream with a new title. So YouTube kicks out a new stream.
you know what? That might be a good idea.
Yeah.
I know that Matt was asking about a link that we could share, a shareable link. He was asking about that, so that might be the way.
Yeah. Then we have a new link and everything.
Hmm.
Yeah, it looks like we're heading right back up to that area you showed it earlier.
Yeah.
Classic lunch hour NQ. They tease you with the move and then just bring it right back to equilibrium.
Let's see if they complete the W though. Can they do it? They got to get up to 717.
Mm-hmm. See, now if bulls can hold that 660 level, probably pump to where you're saying.
Oh, I know that Tip don't throw me under the bus. I'm used to it now. See you later, Patricia. Have a great day. Go get your learn on. Thanks for hanging with us this morning. This might have been the retest to the upside.
That's what I'm
Let's see if
wondering.
this fails. Yeah. It's actually really funny. The options chain is pretty loaded. It's pretty close to break even, as a matter of fact. I think uh, I think the Bears have a slight edge, but it's not very strong.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were all kind of leaning bearish earlier, but that hold of all your key levels just makes me kind of think we're just going to play ping pong until some kind of news comes out, or maybe till a 2 o'clock candle. I just don't know if the lunch hour has the juice to push us out either way, which is typical for lunch hour trading.
Hmm. Well, I guess we were both on the same page. I think we
Yep.
were both kind of like thinking the same thing. Yeah, I can make the post as well. So if you want, just give me the post you want, and I can drop that on X.
Yeah, I'll do it right now. We'll be streaming on X as well, right?
Yes, yes. So
Okay.
we're like right now we're on Kick, YouTube, X, and there's a couple of Facebook. What else do we have? Okay, so Kick, Facebook, X, YouTube, Twitch. We should be on Roku as well.
Awesome. This will be fun. You get to see us screw up in real time, guys. Putting right around these key levels. Interesting to see what happens. I think we're gonna push out like you were talking about with this W.
Looks like it. I mean, if I see it, other traders should see it. So
Mm-hmm. Let's see on like the 10 and 15 minute. Really like the inverse head and shoulders pattern. We have that forming right now as well. So that kind of like leads me to leave a little pump as well. Now, how much? How much of a pump? I don't know. It could just be a little 20 pointer and then we die again. I don't see any massive moves coming at the moment.
mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Riz and I are going to drop off for about 5 or 10 minutes. We will be back and with the other coaches, and we will film our podcast episode live this week. So we'll see you all in a few.
Yep, that's right, team. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and switch it up, and we will be back with all the coaches live with